Is Spanish GCSE on the net, presenting 5 awesome translation tips for GCSE Spanish. So here are 5 ways to improve your Spanish translations. Some basic stuff here, but I'm sure that you know it all. So let's go. So number 1, verbs. These are doing words, of course. So what form of the verb do you need when you're doing your Spanish translation? So you've got to make sure that you know who's actually doing the action. So I go to Madrid, voy a Madrid. Of course, if it was he is going to Madrid or she goes to Madrid, it would be voy vas va a Madrid. So who is actually doing the action of the verb? In this case, who's going? I go to Madrid, therefore voy a Madrid. So point number 1, make sure your verbs are correct. So moving down to number 2. Adjectives. Make sure your adjectives or describing words are correct. Now what do I mean by correct? Make sure your adjectives agree. So if the thing you're describing is singular, make sure your adjective is singular. If it's plural, make sure your adjective's in the plural. If it's masculine or feminine, exactly the same thing applies. So I've got 2 simple examples here. Here we go. Tengo los ojos marrones. Now, los ojos means eyes. It's in the plural, and that is why marrones is in the plural. So, tengo los ojos marrones. Marrones is masculine plural. The adjective is masculine plural. Marrón, meaning brown, is describing the eyes. And perhaps an even clearer example is the second one. Tengo una camiseta blanca. Blanca is white and it's describing t-shirt. So blanca ends in an A, camiseta ends in an A, and blanca is agreeing with camiseta. So, to sum up, adjectives, describing words, make sure they agree. And when you're doing your translation, as far as you can, make sure that this is happening. Number 3, we're back to verbs again. Verbs, these doing words, make sure your verbs are in the right tense. So, are they or should they be in the present tense? And here's an example. Como means I eat. Or should it be the future? Comeré, I will eat. Or the imperfect, comía, I used to eat. Or the preterite, comí, I ate. Or the conditional, the conditional, comería, I would eat. So it's really important, if you can do it, to get the verbs in the right tense. Hoy, meaning today, hoy como. Mañana comeré. Mañana comeré. Tomorrow I will eat. Now perhaps we can use comía. So we're going to say, en el pasado comía pizza todo el tiempo. In the past, I used to eat pizza all the time. Or, as a contrast, we could just say, ayer comí en un restaurante. Yesterday, I ate in a restaurant. So I'm making sure that all of my verbs are correct. And of course, we've got slightly little changes in the endings. Como, comeré, comía, comí. And last but not least, let's do the conditional. Comería. So I would eat. I would eat in the restaurant if. Comería en el restaurante si. So, verbs are super important. For those people aiming at the very top grades, these are absolutely essential to make sure your verbs are absolutely spot on and correct. Point number 4, nouns. El o la, los o las. So you need to make sure your nouns are correct, whether they're masculine singular, el, or feminine singular, la, or masculine plural, los, or feminine plural, las. So make sure, as far as you can, if you can, make sure you've got el and la and los or las. If you're aiming at those top grades, these are really important. And here's a top tip. When you're learning words, if you're using Quizlet or Vocab Express, make sure you learn the words with an L or a la. That makes life a lot easier if you do. So, nouns el or la, los or las. Make sure you know masculine, singular, feminine, singular and plural. So there you have it. And last but not least, we're on to number 5. Time phrases. Know these well. I used them earlier on in this video, and here we've just got a little short selection. But basically, hoy means today. Perhaps you might just like to say it while you're listening to this. Hoy. Go on, interact with this video. Hoy. Then we've got ayer, meaning yesterday. Ayer. Go on, say it yourself. Ayer. Mañana, meaning tomorrow. And some of you are also thinking, well, perhaps mañana also means morning. Well, it does. But mañana has got 2 meanings, tomorrow and the morning. Here we've got la semana pasada, last week. Why not say that? La semana pasada, last week. And la semana que viene, next week. Now, in my experience, lots of people know these sort of, but they don't really know them. Why don't you put yourself out and make sure you actually know them? Hoy, ayer, mañana, la semana pasada, and la semana que viene. Okay, so that's basically it. And that's been compiled by GCSE Spanish on the net. And basically, I've used the ideas in the Edexcel GCSE 9-1 Spanish grammar and translation book. If you haven't got it, it's well worth having a look at. And there's an Amazon link down there at the bottom if you'd like to nip over to Amazon and have a look. So that's GCSE Spanish on the net with 5 top tips, 5 awesome translation tips for GCSE Spanish. I hope you enjoyed that. Hasta pronto, amigos míos.